All right, so we are officially doing episode one of Everything INFIDELIX. Yeah. Um, Last night, if you noticed on this channel, I posted something. I posted a podcast, and I started to call it Everything INFIDELIX, but I've changed that because the podcast last night was kind of like a teaser for an exclusive podcast that I have on my Patreon. However, I also want to do like a public podcast, which is, I think the name Everything INFIDELIX works really perfect for this because I don't want to just talk about me. I want to talk about random shit. I want to do interviews with crazy guests. And I pretty much want to show everybody that they can stay motivated and stay on the grind and deliver tips and tricks on how to do that, etc., etc. So, episode one of Everything INFIDELIX. I think what I want to do the episode on today. Oh, first, hold on. I got to start learning this because it's a podcast, right? So, thank you everybody for listening to Everything INFIDELIX. I'm your host, INFIDELIX. If you like what you hear, make sure that you hit the subscribe button below, yeah? Not just for this channel, but make sure you go to my music channel and hit the subscribe button on INFIDELIX so then you can get all my new music videos and things like this. And if you really, really like what you hear and you want to support, make sure you go over to the Patreon and you can support. There, you will also get access to an exclusive podcast called Infi Talks, and that just covers my day-to-day life. So yeah, hit the Patreon, hit the channels, like them all, subscribe to them all. It really does help me as an independent person to succeed with what I'm trying to do with my life. So let's get into it. Episode one, Everything INFIDELIX. Let's go. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is expect the unexpected. The reason I want to talk about this today is because something just happened to me tonight that is a game changer, yeah? So my whole day was pretty chill. It was pretty cool. I went out and I made some street music, felt really good about myself, made some good income, and came home ready to start these podcasts and really do something positive for my day. But I came to the studio to have the landlord tell me that he doesn't want me here. Yeah, the reason he doesn't want me here is because I have too many people that come and visit me. Now, keep in mind, I'm developing all these podcasts. I have people that do documentaries on me that are constantly following me around. I have meetings here, things like this nature. It's too much for him. I guess for in our tier, you're supposed to work hard, but not as hard as I'm working. So he's asked me to leave. He's super chill about it, but it's a game changer, man. And I wasn't expecting this. Literally, I just got this office space, and literally, I've just invested a lot of time and money into growing this little spot and making this a really cool spot. Just to find out that I have to move. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. Like literally, this is news that I've received 45 minutes ago before starting this podcast. I had no idea what my first topic was gonna be about, but I think that it kind of just landed in my lap. And that is expecting the unexpected, you know, and not just expecting the unexpected, but learning how to work with it and use it towards your advantage, which right now I'm recording this podcast. So yeah, he came in, told me he'd like me to leave by the end of the month, and I'm not freaking out. Yeah, I'm not freaking out because things like this they've happened many times in my life before, right? Like not this specific situation, but just with my life, things have been thrown into my reality that have been like a curveball. You know, like it seems like for me, every time things are going good and the momentum starts picking up, some kind of, you know, bullshit happens that gets in my way and wants to set me back a little bit and throw a new challenge in front of me. So I've almost learned, like over time, not to freak out about this. I know some people, if they were told, "Hey, you have to move," they would be like, "What the fuck do I do?" But me, I'm just like, cool. You know, like with my life, like it's been so. I know I can get this lighter to work. You know, like with my life, it's been so crazy anyways, right? Like it's been um, up and down in so many forms and fashions that for this kind of news to come my way, it's nothing. It's nothing for me. And in fact, like what I think happens is that you know, I might not know it at the time, but it's like the universe is kind of like throwing what needs to happen in front of my face, if this makes sense. Um, I've lived this style of spontaneous living for quite a while now, and it isn't for everybody. Most people that I know, especially Germans that I know, they are very about security, right? They want to know that their paycheck is coming. They want to know that they have a job, not just for now, but for the future. Like in Texas, we were in at will or a will for hire state, which means that your employer could fire you for whatever reason. Doesn't matter. You're fired. Thank you very much. Here in Germany, it's a little bit different. Like here in Germany, you're contracted. You're under a contract to work and things like that, and they just can't fire you for any reason. So like Germans are super about job security, where my paycheck's coming from, what steps do I need to take next to progress in this society here. And I've always been the opposite. I've always lived spontaneously as far as like um, I've always had a plan, but I've always been open to make adjustments to in order to succeed with that plan, if that makes sense. There's like old Eastern philosophy has always suggested that you should live by the whim and that you should go with the flow and accept the things that like the universe is bringing into you. And to expect like the spontaneity, I think I just made up a word, but like expect the spontaneity of life. You know what I mean? Like being spontaneous doesn't mean being chaotic. It doesn't mean being disorganized. But it means allowing yourself to accept the things that are being offered to you and not turning them down every time and going with the same routine. Something that I've grown up with knowing was like, if you do the same thing, you'll see the same results. And I think that too many times, like we get comfortable in the things that we're doing, right? And I think that too many times we don't kind of pursue outside of the box because of the comfortability that we have. And this is cool, but then this is how you find yourself, you know, doing the same shit for 5 years, for 6 years. And this is cool too, but like when you look back on your life, are you like, when someone asks me what I've done the past 6 years of my life, I mean, I can tell them fucking insane stories, you know? And there's a lot of people that can't do that. And it's not that they're in a position not to, it's just that they don't know how to really take a step out of their comfort zone. But this is important to learn because with the topic tonight, which is expect the unexpected, you really never know when you could lose your job, you know, and you really never know when life could just completely change for you. And with this being said, I think that you shouldn't worry really about like the decision that you're gonna make when these unexpected things come into your life. Don't worry about what decision you're gonna make and don't stress over it, because like whatever the fuck's gonna happen is gonna happen. I've definitely been kicked out of apartments when I was in my early 20s, right? And I remember not having any plan until like an hour, you know, after I've been kicked out, you know? And I remember stressing so hard over this shit and nothing happened. And then finally everything worked out. And what I've realized over the years is that like as long as you're a good person and as long as you are doing the right things, I feel like in your life, then the universe is going to reward you. And so you shouldn't stress over too much. And when unexpected things happen, I think that is the universe kind of pushing you towards the direction of where you need to be to reach your dreams and your successes. It's kind of crazy because earlier today, somebody had texted me and say, hey, I have a studio room for 150 euros a month. Right now I spend 550 euros a month for this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, and I have like a babysitter telling me I can't have people come over here and shit. So it's like, a friend, texted me earlier today, said he had a studio for 150. Was I interested? And this morning I was like, oh, I'll come take a look at it. Well, this shit just happened recently with the chef asking me to go, so it's like, fuck yeah, I want this studio. Now it is smaller than the one I have, and it's a different environment, but I think that this is for a reason. And if it's for a negative reason, I hope it's not. But if it for is, fuck you, because I'm not gonna accept this as a negative thing. I'm going to turn this situation into the most positive situation that I could possibly make from this. And I'm gonna go check this out tomorrow, and I'm gonna go see the studio and see what it looks like. I hope all my shit can fit, but as long as I can be productive, and as long as I can sleep in the artier, then all is good, right? So, yeah, this is where we need to go with this. I say don't worry, which is the truth, but I'm also saying don't hesitate. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, to give you an example, sometimes in my life, like one time, literally, like maybe fucking 4 months ago, 200 euros fell out of my pocket, right? Like I reached in to grab my phone and I dropped all my money out and I didn't realize it. And yeah, it's gone. In Berlin, fuck yeah, it's gone. So I lost it. And instead of sitting there and really like feeling down about it and like making my day feel like shit about it, I said, you know what, Brian, just get your ass up, go charge up your speaker box, get your ass out there to the streets and make that money back. The longer that I would sit and think about it and how I'm fucked, the longer it would take me to recoup this cash. You know what I mean? So instead of doing any of that this time, I said, Brian, get out there, make that money back. And that's exactly what I did. And I've learned to use this principle or philosophy to really do a lot of things in my life. So tonight he told me I got to go. So I'm not gonna wait around anymore to figure out what's gonna happen. But I'm not freaking out, but I'm not gonna hesitate either. He says jump, I jump, you know what I mean? And I don't want it to come down to the last day and then have to figure out this shit. That was, like I said, that was 20-year-old shit. I'm fucking 34 years old now. This is not the way I wanna do things. I wanna be semi-prepared. But this has fallen into my lap, you know what I mean? So like my friend texted me today about the studio. This is meant to happen, and this is the universe pushing me into the directions that I need to go, and I'm cool about that. I'm not gonna hesitate. I'm making moves, but I'm also not gonna hurry. I'm gonna make sure that I make the right moves. I'm going to act according to my plan, and I'm going to make a strategy, and I'm going to make sure that I execute the strategy correctly, because it's important that I make moves and in a positive direction. And I'm gonna go assess the situation when I get there and see what it's like. And if there's things that I don't like, that's okay. I'm just gonna need to prepare my brain to accept these things and overcome these things and learn how to work with the people there to allow me to still have my time. For instance, if there's a band next door and they want to practice all day, I still need to make sure I have time to do my podcast and be creative for myself to make my music. This is all very important. And I don't know, man, like, fuck, man, like, life throws challenges, right? Like, for real, life throws challenges. And I'm trying my best to overcome these challenges successfully and not just push them aside. Like, for real, for many years, I've always been a dude that, like, hasn't wanted to overcome problems or wanted to, like, overcome shit. I've kind of just either let it slide through or just keep on pushing. And, but now I'm kind of tired of this, you know what I mean? Like, I want a spot that I know I have a contract for 3 or 4 years, and I can really turn it into my creative hub and my studio spot, you know? And yeah, you know, but I guess I gotta be prepared for everything. Expect the unexpected, man. And yeah, I guess, fuck, I mean, you can look at everything as a good situation or a bad situation. Every time a door closes, a new door opens, right? So like you have the choice to think, am I fucked, or is this just opening up to new opportunities, you know? And I've had like a lot of bullshit happen in my life, but all that bullshit has like pushed me to the next level that I need to go. Who knows what the studio tomorrow is gonna offer, man? I might find some of the coolest people that can help me make some of the coolest shit that I need to pursue INFIDELIX stuff to the future. And this is cool. I have no idea, so like I'm not gonna look at this like a bad situation. No way. That's not even in my mind state really of things that I wanna do. I want to embrace this change, and I want to embrace this spontaneous situation that I've seemed to fall into today, and I want to embrace the unexpected, and I want to embrace uncomfortability. You know, um, and if I can do all that, then like any challenge that gets thrown my way is not going to be a problem, right? Like, fuck, but damn, it seems like every time you take a step forward, right? Like every time you take a step forward, some motherfucker or some fucking bill or something wants to take you two steps back, And I'm not bitching because this is just life. And I'm good at overcoming this shit. And I hope you guys are too, but like, fuck's sake, can we just get a break? You know what I mean? Like, can we get a break once in a while? Can things just like go perfect for just a little bit of time? Like, if this could happen, then hell yeah, universe, thank you very much. But fuck, man. I need a lighter that works. The problem is when you record a podcast at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's nothing open and you're kind of stuck with the things that you have. But hey, today was a productive day and I'm still pushing and I got to get these done. This is one of my 2020 goals is to get these podcasts out. So I'm here working. So hell yeah, I got that split flip, motherfuckers. So yeah, expect the unexpected, embrace change, embrace the unexpected, and learn how to make it work towards your advantage. With my, like, if you don't know my backstory, I've traveled Europe. I bought a one-way ticket to Spain like 6.5 years ago. I had less than $100 in my pocket to where I couldn't even really exchange it. And my plan was to do 1 year of being self-sufficient and trying to travel around based off my music, but that didn't work very well. So one thing that I did is, not one thing that I did, but like where I've gotten to now from the 6 years before is like crazy incredible. And it just shows that like if I wasn't able to embrace the unexpected, then I don't even think I would make it this far, because when you leave home and everything is uncomfortable, right? Like, I mean, and you don't know how you're going to eat the next day, or you don't know where you're going to sleep the next day. You know that your hostel's running out tonight and you got 10 euros and it's fucking snowing. How are you going to make money? Like, these are the things that will keep people back. The unexpected and the uncomfortability of the unexpected is what will keep people from pursuing future goals and pursuing the dreams and the ambitions that they have, because they're too scared to step into an environment that they don't know. Like, they always tell you, don't step there's lava, but like, what the fuck? Like, step in that, don't really step in the lava, but what if there was something underneath it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you would never know because you are too uncomfortable to take that step into that lava. And for me, the lava was getting on the airplane pretty much. It was walking through that terminal, knowing that when I sat down and I buckled in and I was going to Spain, that I wasn't sure if or when or how I was coming back. But I knew that I had a goal and I knew that I wanted to accomplish it. And the universe just threw everything that it needed to in front of me to make that happen. Not every time was good. I remember one time I fell asleep on the train in England somewhere and I ended up fucking hours outside of where I was supposed to go, right? And I get off the train and it's the middle of nowhere and it's snowing and it's snowing and it's snowing. And the only thing I could stare at the whole night was a Haagen-Dazs ice cream vending machine with like that little suction thing that sucks up the ice cream and then drops it. But I mean, everything is like fucking frozen all around me, right? And I'm staring at this ice cream machine and I'm freezing. Like, I'm freezing to death pretty much. And this guy comes out of nowhere and unlocks the elevator for me and lets me sleep in there, and he locks it back up and he's like, enjoy your night. Someone will come in the morning and unlock it. And holy fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I've just learned not to freak out, and I've learned to embrace the unexpected and accept the unexpected, but also learn, like, through all this that the unexpected brings good things. You know, like there's never a situation that we can't get out of. There's never a situation that's too bad. And there's really no bad situation out of all this. Like, even though I was out there fucking freezing and a man let me into an elevator and it really didn't have an impact right then and there for anybody else besides my survival, it's now provided me a story that I can tell. So even out of that unexpected situation, I'm now able to use that towards talking to you guys about unexpected situations. So it's all beneficial and it all pushes towards what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? And this is cool. Yeah, expect the unexpected, embrace the unexpected. This is episode one, officially, of Everything INFIDELIX. Again, if you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go over to my INFIDELIX music channel so you can add that, subscribe to that, and hit the Patreon and support. And you can listen to my other podcast, Infi Talks, where I just talk about my music and all this other shit. And yeah, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to keep them coming. So, ciao.